Gaslighting is the most dangerous form of control, because it hides in plain sight. No yelling, no threats, no violence, just words. Simple words that make you question your memory, your emotions, even your own sanity. Think about this. You're sure you saw the message. You are certain you heard what was said, but then they look you straight in the eyes and convince you it never happened. You start to doubt yourself, and once that seed of doubt is planted, they own the truth. Gaslighting isn't just a toxic relationship trick. It happens at work, when a boss rewrites history to protect themselves. It happens in politics, when leaders deny what everyone can see. It happens in families, when one person controls the narrative so completely that the others lose their voice. This isn't manipulation you can fight with logic, because gaslighting attacks logic itself. It's a silent war on your reality. And in this video, I'm going to show you how gaslighters use this weapon step by step and how you can break free before it rewrites your life. Subscribe now, because this knowledge could save you from the darkest psychological trap of all. Here is a truth you probably don't want to hear. Gaslighting only works because we let it. Yes, you heard that right. Manipulators don't actually steal your reality, you hand it to them piece by piece. Now, I know that sounds harsh. Many victims will disagree, but think about it. The moment you start doubting your memory because someone else tells you to, you've already given away more power than they deserve. Gaslighting is not just about what they do, it's about what we allow, our silence, our willingness to avoid conflict, our desperate need for approval. Those cracks in our armor are exactly where the manipulator gets in. And here's the controversial part. Most people would rather keep the peace, even if it means losing themselves, than confront the person rewriting their reality. That's why gaslighting thrives. Gaslighters don't win because they're smarter, they win because we stay quiet. And until we face that, we stay complicit in our own manipulation. Gaslighting works because it attacks the foundation of your mind, your ability to trust yourself. Once doubt is planted, it grows like a virus. Here's what happens. First, the manipulator denies something obvious, a message, a promise, an event. You know it happened, but their certainty makes you pause. That pause is the birth of doubt. Then they repeat the process. Deny, twist, minimize. Each time, you hesitate a little longer, second-guess yourself a little more. Soon, your brain starts to rewrite memory, not because you're weak, but because your mind is designed to adapt. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. The brain hates conflict, so when reality and the manipulator's words clash, your mind often bends toward the explanation that feels safest. And slowly, you stop trusting your own perception. This is why gaslighting is so effective. It doesn't just change how you see the world, it changes how you see yourself. The victim starts asking, am I too sensitive? Did I overreact? Maybe I'm wrong. And once you stop trusting your own mind, you become completely dependent on theirs. Gaslighters don't usually scream or explode. That's too obvious. Their most powerful tactics are quiet, polite, almost invisible. One tactic is denial. They look straight into your eyes and calmly say, that never happened. No anger, no drama, just certainty. And certainty is powerful. Another is minimizing. They don't deny the event, but they downplay it. You're overreacting, or it wasn't that serious. Suddenly, you're not only doubting your memory, you're doubting your emotions. Then comes twisting words. They take what you said and flip it against you. So the conversation ends with you apologizing for something you didn't even do. And perhaps the most dangerous tactic is fake concern. They act like they're worried about you. You're imagining things. Maybe you should relax. It sounds caring, but it's really a way to make you question your sanity. Now, if you want to dive deeper into how these tactics actually play out in real life, I recommend the book, The Gaslight Effect by Dr. Robin Stern. It's one of the most eye-opening resources on the subject, and you can listen to it right now on Audible. Click the link in the description to start your free trial and get the audiobook today. These tactics may seem small on their own, but stacked together, repeated day after day, they become psychological warfare. And that's why gaslighting is so hard to spot, because it hides behind the mask of normal conversation. Here's the truth. Gaslighting doesn't work because people are weak. It works because people are human. Our brains are wired with shortcuts. Psychologists call them cognitive biases. They help us make quick decisions in daily life, but manipulators know how to exploit them. Take the halo effect. If someone seems charming, attractive, or confident, we assume they must also be trustworthy. Or authority bias. When someone speaks with certainty, we're more likely to believe them, even if they're wrong. And then there's our deepest human need. The need to belong. We want to feel accepted. We want to believe the people we love are telling us the truth. And that's exactly why gaslighting cuts so deep, because it exploits love, trust, and loyalty. This is why strong, intelligent people still fall for gaslighting. It has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with emotion. So, if you've ever been gaslighted, remember this. It wasn't because you were weak. It was because you were human. Gaslighters rarely force you to obey directly. They know that open pressure makes people resist. Instead, they create the illusion of choice. They'll present 2 or 3 options, but if you look closer, every single one leads back to them. Whether you say yes, no, or maybe you're still moving inside their frame of control. It's like walking through a maze you didn't design. Each path looks different. Some seem safe, others risky. But in the end, every road curves back to the same exit. Their power, and here's where it gets dangerous. When you believe you made the decision yourself, you defend it harder. You invest more in it. You justify it even when it hurts you because your brain hates admitting it was tricked. That's the brilliance of the illusion. They don't need to hold the chains, you carry them yourself, convinced you chose them freely. The damage caused by gaslighting doesn't leave bruises on the body, it leaves scars on the mind. Over time, victims stop recognizing who they are. Confidence dissolves, anxiety becomes constant. Many sink into depression, unable to trust their own thoughts, and sometimes even doubting their sanity. The saddest part, many blame themselves. They replay conversations at night, asking, did I overreact? Did I imagine it? Am I the problem? This self-blame becomes a prison more powerful than any locked door, and it doesn't stop at emotions. The toll seeps into daily life: missed opportunities, broken friendships, even careers abandoned. Because the victim no longer trusts their own judgment. Gaslighting doesn't just distort perception, it rewrites identity. And healing from that takes years, because you don't just have to leave the manipulator behind. You have to rebuild the self they dismantled piece by piece. Most people think gaslighting only belongs in toxic romances. But the truth is far bigger and far scarier. It happens in workplaces. When a boss rewrites history. I never said that deadline. Or you must have misunderstood. Suddenly, entire teams doubt their memory. It happens in politics. When leaders deny what the public saw with their own eyes. That event never happened. Or the media is lying. The larger the lie, the more people hesitate. Because no one believes manipulation can be that bold. And it happens in families. One person controls the story so completely that children grow up questioning their own experiences, or siblings doubt each other instead of the manipulator. Gaslighting is not just personal, it's cultural. And once you notice it, you start to see it everywhere, in offices, in governments, even in the media you consume daily. That realization is unsettling, but it's the first step to breaking free. How do you defend yourself against a weapon you can't see? It starts with awareness. First, trust patterns, not words. Anyone can say the right thing once. But if their actions consistently rewrite the truth, pay attention to the pattern. Second, document everything. Write it down. Save messages. Keep a record. Gaslighters thrive when your memory is the only evidence. Third, test reality with others. Talk to friends, co-workers, family members you trust. If their version matches yours, the problem isn't your mind, it's the manipulator. And finally, the most powerful defense. Strengthen your independence. Build a sense of worth that doesn't rely on outside approval. Because gaslighting only sticks if your reality feels shakier than theirs. When you trust yourself, when you value your truth, their words lose power. Remember, they don't need you to believe them fully, they only need you to doubt yourself. Don't give them that opening. Gaslighting doesn't hit, it doesn't scream, it doesn't leave marks on the skin. And that's what makes it the most insidious form of control. It doesn't kill your body, it kills your reality. And when reality dies, identity dies with it. The greatest threat is not the manipulator who terrifies you openly. It's the one who makes you feel safe while quietly dismantling your truth. Those are the predators that hide in plain sight. But here's the hope. Once you learn to recognize gaslighting, the spell breaks. The illusion collapses. The manipulator's power vanishes the moment you stop questioning yourself and start trusting your perception again. That's why knowledge is your strongest defense. Subscribe now for more breakdowns of dark psychology, because the more you understand these hidden tactics, the less power they'll ever have over you.